Hello, everybody, and welcome to your Top Producer class. Today is Friday the 23rd, and today we're going to be talking about your social media one-stop shop. Over this past week, the past month, we've been talking a lot about personal branding. This past week, we've been talking about your big three, how to focus in on your current referral partners, your prospective referral partners, and your clients. And yesterday, we really shared a Facebook formula to kind of develop those relationships in ways that are going to help you go further and go deeper to really, really develop that loyalty and create brand loyalty as you go along. And we talked about ways to communicate with those people. How do you reach out to them? How do you stay in front of them? And we talked about the Facebook formula. And so today what I want to show you is some tools that you can use to stay on top of your social media marketing, but very, very simply. Really easy to do. Some of you, getting your personal brand out to your big three using social media does not have to be some sort of a daily chore that you spend hours and hours every single day diving into and you're plugged into. It doesn't have to be that. So I'm introducing to you today, some of you are familiar with it, but I'm going to show you some easy ways to use it. System called Hootsuite. That's Hootsuite.com, and I'm sure how many of you on the call have ever heard of Hootsuite before? Something I've been familiar with for a couple of years now, and the changes that have occurred within Facebook and within social media, within the algorithms on all websites and the way that it's displayed, you no longer have to concern yourself with whether or not Hootsuite's going to display your messages. That was the big crux a couple of years ago when it first came out, is that Facebook's algorithm wasn't really showing Hootsuite messages in the news feeds, and that's all changed now. So it's not something that it's not even a concern anymore. What Hootsuite brings to the table is the ability to manage your profiles and networks all in one dashboard, and that's one of the things that I really like about it. It's going to help you stay on top of engagement more effectively. You're going to be able to see what's happening with the posts that you make and the engagements that you create. You're going to stay on top of it more effectively. You're going to be able to schedule your entire week's worth or more of posts, so you have the ability to schedule posts and really sit down and make a time block and knock out your entire Facebook or your entire social media strategy in just a short period of time. And then you also have the ability to get notified of engagement so that you don't have to sit around and watch it. You've all heard me say it before, don't post and run. It's kind of like knocking on somebody's door and then running away when they answer it, or before they answer it. You don't want to do that. Utilizing Hootsuite's tools gives you the ability to get notified of engagement, so you're not sitting around waiting for it to happen, but you're not losing the opportunity when it does happen. All right, so what you're going to do first is go to Hootsuite.com. How many of us on the call have actually already have a Hootsuite account? Does anybody on the call already have a Hootsuite account? Some of you may have set this up in the past when we were first playing with this years ago. I see Peggy's got one. Anybody else have a Hootsuite account? All right, so signing up for a Hootsuite account, just go to Hootsuite.com. And again, that's Hootsuite.com. And the first thing, I found it easiest to set up on an account when I just simply click the Get Serious About Social. Right in the middle it says Sign in with Facebook or Create an Account. Either one of those that you do is more than fine. You know, Peggy's asking a great question here. It says, sorry I came in late, but isn't there sort of a negative inference when below your post it says posted by Hootsuite? Here's the reality of it. How many times when you're looking at Facebook and you see an engaging post, something that's interesting to you or something that your friend posted, do you actually notice where it was posted from or how it was posted? It's very few and very far between and very seldom. And most people aren't even going to notice that in this day and age. 2 years ago, I would have told you different. But in today's Facebook environment, nobody's even really going to notice that. Nobody's going to notice, it typically is something like where you post and you're doing it on your phone and it tags you in Bushnell, Florida when you're sitting over, nobody's really going to notice that, and that's not an offensive thing. It's something a couple of years ago people might have noticed it, but the way that Facebook posts and the culture on Facebook today, it's not going to make a difference. And then James's question, is there a monthly charge? James, nothing I show you today is going to charge you a single penny. There is an upgrade portion of Hootsuite. What I'm going to show you today has nothing to do with the upgrade portion. I'll mention, I'll be happy to talk to you about it at the end of our presentation. But no, what I'm going to show you today is on the free side of Hootsuite. I'm not going to show you anything that's going to charge you any money. All right, so getting signed up because a vast majority of you do not have a Hootsuite account. So what you want to do is go to Hootsuite.com. You're going to sign in with Facebook or create a new account. Either one of those things is going to take you to the same place. If you go to sign in with Facebook before you have an account, or excuse me, the first image I showed you is if you click on that create new account button. When you create new account, get started free, put your email address, put your full name, put your password. That's it. That's all there is to it. Okay? Create account. That's all you've got to do. Or sign in with Social Network. Again, same thing. If you click the Social Network one, if you click sign in with Facebook, what it's going to tell you. Now, mine came up. Looks like you already have a Hootsuite account. Sign in to connect. It's asking me to sign in. If you don't, looks like you don't already have a Hootsuite account. Create one. And it asks you to put your email address, full name, password, and confirm your password. That's it. That's all there is to creating your account. Yes, there are several systems that are similar to Hootsuite. What I like about Hootsuite is it's the only one that allows me to have all of my social presences that I use in one view. That's kind of the benefit to me. So yes, there are several that are similar to what Hootsuite offers, but Hootsuite to me it was the first on the market, but it also is the only one that allows me to look at all of my social profiles in one view. And I like that ability. All right, so once you've set up or signed in to your Hootsuite account, you're going to be taken to your home page. And because I signed in with my Facebook, it tells me that I can add a stream here. Now, there are several important pieces on this page that we're going to be looking at throughout today's presentation. Adding social networks, adding streams, and up here is who what social networks are connected that you want to send messages to. We are going to go through some of the items in the menu bar here. The reality is you're only ever going to use 2 or 3 of the items in the menu bar. I don't want to confuse you and show you things that you'll never, ever, ever utilize in this. The purpose of what we're learning today is how to mash the easy button, how to manage our social media, how to do our Facebook formula and work ourselves into a good LinkedIn strategy, all from one little place that doesn't take a whole lot of time. So I'm going to show you the easy ways to do this. The first thing that you're going to do, the menu bar is over on the side. When you hover over the menu bar, it's going to show you all the things that you can do. You've got Publisher, Analytics, Assignments, Contacts, Add Directory, Settings, Tools. The only ones I ever use are Stream, Settings, and once in a blue moon, Publisher. And so the one I'm going to show you first is Settings. You can go to your account settings. That's where you can change your first and last name. You can change your email address. You can put in a whole lot more information. It's not necessary. You're not looking to enterprise solution on your Hootsuite with anyone. Now, that being said, is there anyone on the call that has an assistant or virtual assistant that manages their social media for them? The reason I ask that is because with Hootsuite, you do have the ability to add people to your Hootsuite view, which means you don't give them your username and password for your Facebook. They don't have any access to that, but they can see the views that you've set up and manage your social media from Hootsuite as well. So it's really a great place if you are working with virtual assistants especially, or assistants that are managing your social media for you. Hootsuite is a great platform for that management tool, as an aside. Account, again, is where you can set up your profile stuff, your specifics and your particulars, and again, if you want to add somebody to manage that for you. The next one I'm going to show you is notifications. This is very important, and this is what I recommend be the first thing that you do when you get signed in. You notice I haven't set up a stream yet or set up any networks. The first thing you're going to do is come into this menu, go to Settings, and go to Notifications. This is where you're going to be notified of all the different things and the activities that happen within Hootsuite. You can set up an email or a bell, and what the bell does is if I happen to be on the computer and I'm looking at another screen, a little dinger will go off. I'm in Hootsuite's just open on another tab and I'm looking at something else. I'm doing, DUs or whatever you're doing. A little audible ding will go off. Now, if you're planning on not having Hootsuite open all the time, but you want to be notified that something happened on your Facebook post or whatever, you can set up to have an email. It'll go to the email that's in your account settings. That email, if you have it set up on your phone, you'll now get that notification on your phone. You know now that you got to go to Facebook and reply to that post or to that engagement that occurred. You can get a notification when someone likes one of your posts. You can get notifications when somebody likes one of your posts. You can get notifications when somebody comments on one of your posts. You can get notifications when someone comments on a post you commented on. So if you engage on a post and then somebody else engages back with you, you can comment on that. You can send me a daily email digest of recent conversations. So you can get a little digest of everything, the things you commented on and the things you posted that others commented on in a daily email. Scheduled message, when a scheduled message I wrote fails to send, I just turn that off because it's not something I'll notice it if I don't have a post that goes on the time that I had organized. When a message is created that requires approval, now that's for if you've got enterprise solutions going on. Again, if you've got somebody that's managing your social profiles for you, you can set to where you approve any of the posts before they actually go out, so they can set up a week's worth of posts for you, and then you get a thing that says approve these posts, and when you approve them, they'll get, message. Now the message when rejected in a preview, that's if you're the person writing those posts and somebody else is doing the approving for you. It's not anything you're ever going to use, I promise you that. So if you don't have Hootsuite, how are you notified when somebody likes one of your posts in Facebook? That's a whole other class, James. But there's notifications inside of Facebook also if you want to do it one at a time kind of thing. And that's a whole other class, though. All right, so the next item, the main items that you're going to be working with inside of Hootsuite, and the very first place we're going to go, you've got your little owl guy up here. That's Hootsuite. That's kind of like the main dashboard. And then your home page, that's where all your action is. Your Hootsuite, that's your Hootsuite dashboard. That takes you into your profile, tells you about you, tells you what social networks you've got connected with you, tells you what organizations, again, if you're set up to have your Hootsuite connected with your virtual assistant or your assistant in some way, shape, or form, you can set that up here. But your little owl guy, that takes you into your main Hootsuite, like your all-encompassing Hootsuite dashboard. This is where you're going to set up your My Social Networks, and you do so. If you're on the home, you click your little owl guy, and that takes you into your main dashboard, and you click on the Add a Social Network. So when you click on Add a Social Network, it brings up all the different social networks that are available to you. You can connect to Twitter, Facebook, Google+, LinkedIn, Foursquare, WordPress, and Mixi. Those are the connectable social networks for Hootsuite. So if you select Facebook, it tells you some very specific things. You must click OK for all 3 Facebook permission prompts to complete Facebook actions using Hootsuite. It's basically the cover your butt statement for Hootsuite and Facebook combined to say, hey, you're giving us permission to post on your behalf. Hey, you're giving us permission to manage your pages for you. It has to have that in order to create the direct link. Notice it says once you connect, you'll be able to add your Facebook profile, your Facebook pages, your Facebook groups. So you simply click Connect with Facebook. What it pops up is for you to confirm that you are really that person. So your assistant can't connect profiles or add social networks that you don't add for yourself because it's asking for your password here. So you enter in your password. You click Continue. It says Hootsuite would like to manage your ads and access your Facebook page's messages. Okay. It has to be able to do that for there to be a direct integration. Now, because I signed in with Hootsuite, it already has my main network, but now it has all of my fan pages and all of my groups right here where I can simply click that Add button. So when you click the Add button, you get a little success thing, and then you get the little check mark here telling you that that network has now been imported or imported into Hootsuite, and you simply click Finish Importing. Once you finish clicking Finished Importing, you'll come back to that main OWL page, remember that main dashboard page, and you'll see that you now have 2 social networks. So you add all the social networks that you're going to be using. You would add in your LinkedIn. If you use Twitter, you only want to use the social networks. Did I not talk about that part? Yeah, use the social networks that you actually use. Don't go in there and setting up Twitter if you don't tweet or if you don't follow anybody on Twitter. Don't go in there and set up all the extra stuff if you're not actually using it. Put in the ones that you use. So for me specifically, I put in my personal profile on Facebook, I put in my business profile on Facebook, and I put in my LinkedIn profile. Those are the 3 that I use. I'm not very active on Twitter or on Google+. I just am not active on those places. So I only want to focus with my Hootsuite on the ones that I'm actually going to be active on. Right? Now, if I intend to be active on Twitter, why not add it? Use Hootsuite to manage that and see how you're doing with Twitter. But if you're not using it, don't connect it. Make sense? Cool. Next step is to set up your stream. Now, to set up your stream, what your stream is your view. And that basically stands for what you're looking at. What do you want to see? What do you want Hootsuite to show you? That's your stream. So to get there, you're going to click the little home button. That's going to take you to your home screen. And your home screen is basically your viewing screen. And because I don't have any streams, it's prompting me to add one. So what do I want to add under my first stream of Paul Baxter Facebook? I can add news feeds. I can add my statuses. I can add photos. I can add my own wall posts, events that I'm interested in or invited to. I can add my own videos. I can follow my scheduled post on there if I want to do that. If you just want to see what your scheduled posts look like on there, I selected newsfeed for that. And there you go. Now I'm looking at my newsfeed most recent posts for Paul Baxter. And it's just a stream of my newsfeed. So now I can add another stream. But I don't want to add something from my own personal Facebook again. What I want to do is hover over my network. And remember, on that previous page, we added those extra networks. So if I drop down this little menu here, I now see all of my networks. So I can select my fan page now, my Mortgage Mastermind Group fan page. So if I select that, it's asking me what do I want to see. Now, because a fan page is a little bit different than a personal page, your options are therefore a little bit different. You've got wall posts. You've got my posts, inbound, things that people have posted on your wall. You can do a feed of just your personal messages. You can do a feed of your events, your scheduled stuff. I'm doing my wall posts because if I post on my wall, that's what I want to see. Excuse me. That's what I want to see is who is engaging with that post that I put on my wall. So now I've got 2 views. I've got my news feed, most recent stuff. I've got my wall post from Mortgage Mastermind Group. Now I'm going to add in my LinkedIn. Again, you simply drop down that little menu, select the stream that you want to do. LinkedIn is a little bit different than Facebook is, so your options are a little bit different. I can look at all updates, I can look at my updates, or I can look at my scheduled posts and the activity that's going on with them. I selected all updates, and there now I'm looking at LinkedIn. I'm looking at the end of the whole day. What I did is I'm looking at my news feed to see what's going on, what others are doing. I've got my wall posts, so anything that I post or I share, I get to see the engagement that happens on the things that I personally share. Now I'm seeing the wall post on my business things that I personally share on my business page, so I can follow any and all engagement. So I'm following all the people in my news feed, whatever activity they're doing, plus I'm following the engagement on the things that I'm doing, and now I've got my LinkedIn involved, and I'm following what's going on with LinkedIn, seeing what everybody's doing there. Those are my views, and you can add views to this. Used to be that you could only connect 4 networks on the free version. I connected 2 other ones just to see if I could, and it allowed me. So I got at least 6. I gave up after that to see if it was going to charge me or if it was going to recommend or prompt me to upgrade to the pro version or the upgrade version, but it did not with 6. I don't know what the number is. I'm sure there is a cutoff number. But now I've got a view where everything I want to see is all on one page here. So let's schedule some posts for each of those networks, and that's the really cool thing. Up at the very top, and I'm going to go back one picture. Notice all up at the top here, I've just got kind of this little blank empty bar. It's kind of grayed out where it says personal. Just above this is this section right here. Oop, one more down. Is this section where it says find profile and compose message, and this just when you hover over it, the rest of this drops down. It's not automatically there invading my view. It's not invading my view at all. It drops down when I hover over that section. So to choose which page I'm going to make a post to, I simply click my page. If I want to add 2 pages, maybe I want to make a post, the same post on both my personal profile and my LinkedIn profile, I simply click both. Now notice that it adds those into the 2 profiles, so it's always going to show you how many you've got selected for that particular message. The cool thing about this is, and I really like this, is it shows you how many characters you have for your Facebook post, how many you have for your LinkedIn post. If I added Twitter, you'd see the 140 characters ticking off there. So you know how many characters you've got left for that specific platform. Once you've selected the pages or the social networks that you want to make this post to, you just type in your post. Very excited about the 2015 Redfish Tournament season. Chasing Reds around the flats is what I love to do. Now, from this point, I can add a link. If I've got like a squeeze page or I want them to go to my weekly video, I can do that. This link is different than this attachment. What this attachment allows you to do is actually add a photograph. Okay? So if you click on that attachment, it brings down this little drop down, drop files from your desktop here or select files to upload. You click on that, it brings you into your regular stuff, and you select one of your pictures. Now notice between when I added my picture and when I selected the picture, it adds this Owly link, this HTTP Owly link. That's the way that Hootsuite is able to display my image on both LinkedIn and Facebook or Twitter if I choose to do so. It converts it into a URL link and it displays it as an image. Don't worry, when it makes the post on your Facebook page, it will post it as an image. It will have the Owly link in there, though. You've got to include that. In this day and age, again, 3-4 years ago, 2 years ago, when we first started talking about this, I was not excited about that, but what I've discovered is the culture of Facebook has gotten to a point where those are the types of those things are commonplace now on Facebook, and people are used to seeing them at this point. It's not offensive. People don't even bat an eyelash at it any longer. before people would be leery of clicking a link like that. Those links are very well known. Everybody sees that kind of stuff on a regular basis these days. And so therefore it's not going to hinder you in any way, shape, or form. You can also dictate where in Facebook your photo is posted to. I choose the timeline. Now, if you want to, you can simply send your message now. It will instantly post to your places right from there. One post going to both of my social media sites. Cool enough by itself, right? Pretty cool. You can also choose to schedule this post. So if you click on the little calendar thing right there, that's going to pop open, schedule your post. Now, two things here. The first thing is you can set up auto scheduling. What that means is you can just create all these different posts. You can go in here and create 100 posts and turn on auto scheduling. Before you do that, you can go into your settings and you can say schedule up to 5 messages a day. This goes everywhere from 1 all the way up to 10. Set it somewhere between there. You can set the times, and it will just randomly go through your posts that you made, and it will put those posts based on your schedule that you've set. Okay? You do have to turn that on. When you turn that on, it takes away your specific day scheduling, and it just does it based on your schedule that you set. Most of you are going to make an individual post like this. You're going to choose a specific day, January 23rd, to be posted at 2:05. So this post, you guys, you're going to see this if you're connected to me on Facebook, which I believe everybody on this call is. You're going to see this post on my wall at 2:05 today. You'll see this come through. You simply schedule post once you're finished. Now, what's really cool about once you're finished scheduling posts, you can use the publisher section to manage those scheduled posts or the posts that you scheduled. Okay? So you can come in here, you can see this is your current schedule. Again, if you're working with somebody, you can look at the require approvals, and you can go in there and approve those. Past scheduled, you can look at past posts you made and revamp one of them. You can look at a list, a day, a week, or a month. Very cool stuff. Schedule in bulk, unfortunately, what that is an upgrade feature only, so don't mess with that one. But you can manage your stuff from Publisher here. And a question popped in there. Please talk about the optimal times to post. Optimal times to post, it really depends. The Facebook formula that we went through the other day, Monday motivational, Tuesday funny, Wednesday industry update, Thursday engagement, Friday testimonial. Those are based on the days that get the most engagement or the days that have the most amount of views or the least amount of views. As far as timing is concerned, think about who your audience is. There really is no right or wrong answer. I know Facebook has come out with statistics. Facebook has come out with some statistics that they have said that this particular time generates more engagement than this particular time. But if you look at those statistics, it's common sense. It's a commonsensical type of analysis. In essence, they're saying between 10 and 12 is the best time in the morning. Well, common sense, on a Monday, between 10 and 12, people get into work. They're focused on their email. They're getting caught up on their voice messages, stuff like that. Sometime between 10 and 12, they're caught up or they're in need of a little mental break, and so they take a moment or two to check out Facebook real quick. Makes sense, right? Same thing happens between 3 and 5 o'clock. People are, done with the catching up on the end or the end of the day. They take a few minutes to check out what's going on Facebook. So that 10 to 12, 3 to 5 on weekdays. The number one time, according to Facebook, the number one time of the most amount of engagement that happens on any day of the week, no matter what, is 7 to 9 p.m. That seems to be the witching hour for Facebook. But in our business days, think about it. At 10 to 12, 3 to 5, it makes sense. That just makes sense. So the reality is just kind of play it by ear. It depends on what your area is. Try posting at different times. I think the day is much more important than the time and the message you're delivering. Thursday, make sure you're doing engagement because that is by far the most engagement day. Again, I think people are just talking about what's going to be going on for the weekend, and so it just is. It's the statistics they come out and they just make sense based on human being behavior. So think about what your audience is doing and when you think they're going to be looking at stuff. Manage posts, we talked about that. Engage with your audience right inside of Hootsuite. You do not have to leave Hootsuite. You don't have to go somewhere else or open up other pages to engage. Yes, you can follow what's happening, but you can also engage. So if, like any post, you hover on the top right corner, you get the little like button. You can like or unlike it right from there. Boom, you engage. If you'd like to make a comment, just below each and every post, there's a little button that says comments. When you click on that, it's going to pop open this little box down here. Now, it doesn't have add or anything until you click on inside the box, add a comment. That's when you get the add button, so you type in your little message. Oh, I didn't take a picture of it. I thought I took a little picture of it. You type in your little message, you click add, and it shows up right there as a comment. So you can engage directly from being right inside of Facebook. And you know what? That's exactly what my answer was going to be, Peggy. So Peggy's question is, should I schedule or set up a post to happen on the weekend too? I mostly just do the Monday through Friday stuff, except for my personal stuff. On the weekends, people don't want to see you doing business on the weekends. They don't want to think that you're working 24/7. That's just, nobody feels good about that. Nobody's going to like that stuff. And so on the weekends, no, don't schedule posts, but absolutely, if you're out and about and there's a cool, well, I guess in Michigan this time of the year, there's not a whole lot of cool stuff going on except for indoors. But like, here, if my wife and I are out and about at the Dunedin Farmers Market and we see some really cool dog costume, and I take a picture and post it on Facebook, that's going to get me engagement. That's going to help boost the things that I'm doing on Monday through Friday. And so that would be the answer to my question, Peggy, is do what you're doing. Save the Monday through Friday stuff for the Monday through Friday stuff. And on the weekend, if something strikes you that you really want to share with your people, share it. Don't be afraid to share it, but only share those things that are really the things that are like, that makes you, don't do business stuff on the weekends. Nobody's going to like that you did business on the weekends. Ice carving, and see, Peggy, that's what I'm saying. So Peggy says, I guess not much to do going on in Michigan right now, but she says, are you kidding? Skiing this weekend. It's Tip Up Town on a big lake up north, and there have been several ice carving festivals. We have fun year round. Peggy, I love you, right? But I got to tell you, you're not going to catch me at no Tip Up the Town on the big lake, because the big lake is probably frozen solid. And ice carving festival, really? That's a thing? People do that on purpose? we do sand sculptures. Great stuff. But you see the point. You've got cool stuff going on too. Share those things. When you go to you get out on the ice on the frozen lake, go share those things. Those are the things that are important and people want to engage with. My cool stuff is way warmer, that's for sure. So making a comment, again, you're not going to get the add button until you click inside there, but you can engage directly from inside of Hootsuite. You're engaged right there without having to leave your platform or leave all the other stuff. You're engaging with all the different things, with your page, with your group, or your fan page, with your LinkedIn people, all at the same time from one place. You absolutely must, when you do a post, be familiar with your notifications and be willing. Here's the thing I want to recommend. Be willing to change your notifications. You know, if I know I'm going to be sitting here at my computer for the next 3 hours, I'll go into my notifications and I'll set it up to ding me if something happens. Perfect. I got a ding coming for if something happens. Great, save that, and I go about my daily business. I'm working on the computer. Ding happens. Ooh, I know. I open up Hootsuite. What's going on? I got a notification. If I need to leave the office, I make a post. I'm not worried about making a post and having to leave. I just come into notifications real quick, turn off the ding, turn on the email. Boom, now I'm going to get an email whenever anything happens. That's going to hit me on my phone. Now I know, just pop open what if it's on Facebook, that email notification is going to tell you where you need to go. Do I need to pull up LinkedIn? Do I need to pull up Facebook? Where was my notification? So you can be familiar with your notifications, and don't be afraid to go in and change them as the situation requires. Why did I make a picture of this screen? I made a whole slide. And okay, this is kind of like this is what my view looks like. This is my no blitz or bling. I don't have any things on here. This is my view of what, this is how I'm able to view my dashboard or my entire social media presence all on one simple screen. Everything I need social media wise is right here. And that's what this image is for, is to show you guys just one view. I don't need 6 different websites open to be able to see all of my social presence in one view. So having all your social media in one easy view makes managing a good social media strategy easy. And then having the ability to schedule your post makes it easy to time block this strategy. And so that's the big part of this, is that you don't have to go, it's not a daily chore to make your post. Go in there on a Monday for an hour and a half and make your posts for the entire week and be done with it. So again, it's Hootsuite.com. I highly recommend that if you're not using Hootsuite and you want to create a social media presence, use Hootsuite.com. Everything I showed you today is 100% free. Not a single penny was spent in everything I showed you, including the view, all the social media, being able to post. Everything's 100% free from what I showed you today. And that, boys and girls, brings us to the end. So let me show you my Hootsuite. This is Hootsuite. And it's pretty simple stuff. I mean, I can scroll through my posts here. I can scroll through Brent posted something cool. Let's go ahead and like what Brent's got to say. Ooh, Laura posted something great. Laura posted something. I love pie. Something as simple as that. That's engagement. That's your daily 10s. That's engagement right from one quick, easy place. I know you said this at the beginning, but could you please repeat? I have Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. Hootsuite divided those into tabs. So I get my Facebook business page on one tab, LinkedIn on another, personal Facebook on another, etc. Yes. So if I wanted to add Twitter to this, Peggy, what I would do first and foremost, notice I've got this big green button down here on the bottom. I would click that big green button, and it's telling me to add a stream, right? But I don't have a Twitter stream here yet. So I'm going to come back over to my Owl guy, and I'm going to add a social network, and it's asking me to add Twitter. So I'm going to add Twitter. So connect with Twitter. It's going to take me and ask me to log in. I missed the password. Sorry, guys. I did the password wrong. So I'm authorizing that app. So I've authorized it. And so now I've added – oh, come on. Catch up to me. Come on, Hootsuite, catch up. There is a very slight delay I've noticed. It's not a very long delay, but there is a slight delay in the connection when you add that network. Let me come over to my streams real quick, and let me drop this down. Yeah, it still hasn't added it for me. I have noticed that it does, that there is a minute or two. Oh. So that may be what the deal is right there. I may only be able to add 4 networks. I may be only able to add 4 networks, but as many streams for those networks. Yep. You can show 4 at a time. That little stream slider, I can show 5 networks, 2 networks, 1 network, however you want to do it. But I believe I'm only allowed to add, well, shoot, I've only got 3 networks on there. It should be allowing me to add a 4th network. An error occurred. Please try again. Not sure why I'm getting an error, or am I not reading this message correctly? Okay, that's what the deal is. My current membership plan only allows me for three networks. Only allows me up to 3 networks. So if I upgrade, I can add the 4th. So that's a dilemma there. You're only able to add 3 on the free version, Peggy. That's why it's not letting me connect my Twitters, because I've already got my 3 that I need, that I want. So if you upgrade, then you can add the more. Yeah, you heard me. You know, I'm not sure what the upgrade costs. Let's check into that right now while we're here. Let's go to upgrade to Pro, because you can add 100. Start your free 30-day trial. That's fantastic. I want to learn more. Okay, 30-day trial. How much is it going to charge me after 30 days is all I really want to know. Okay, $15 a month. If you do it annually, $120 for the whole year. $120 for the year is what it costs for the Pro version. But I will tell you, Peggy, I know you're familiar, and some of you guys may be familiar with Greg Peckman. But if you follow or are friends with Greg Peckman, probably 80 or 90% of the posts that Greg is making are coming out of Hootsuite, and they are always in my news feed. Always in my news feed. Okay? So great service, good stuff. It really does provide you a great social media management tool, the ability to really manage your social media in an easy way. And that's all I got for you today, guys. I hope you have a great weekend. If you're going to the Ice Carving Festival, be careful, wrap up, stay warm. If you're on the Northeast, stay out of the weather today. You are going to get your butt kicked today. It is going to be nasty as it comes down there. This is a good question coming from James. Do you feel too many posts can annoy people? I see some agents making posts multiple times per day, and during some of the NFL games posting multiple times. What amount of posts are acceptable? That's a great question, and you know, kind of do it the way that James, if you feel that if you see 5 posts, that's just way too many, then for you, that number is under 5. If you're the type that, you know what, I don't mind seeing if it's stuff I'm interested in, then your number is 10. For me, I don't want to overdo it, especially I'm working a specific formula. I'm doing a motivational thing Monday. Above and beyond my personal stuff, just, you know, sharing when something funny happened, sharing a big, beautiful fish, I'm posting once a day. I'm going to generate the engagement that I can generate. I'm more than anything going to engage on other people's posts throughout the day. But as far as what I'm posting, 1 a day. That's my max. That's all I'm doing. One post a day. Monday motivational, Tuesday funny, Wednesday industry update, Thursday engagement, Friday testimonial. There's no need to post 1,000 times a day unless, you know, I mean, if you're talking about a whole bunch of different stuff and you're running conversations and creating conversations with each one, by all means, post it every time. How can you shut off posts from appearing on your Android phone? What you want to do, go to your PC and do this. Anybody that you see too much of their stuff, just go to their name, drop down the menu next to them, unfollow Pat, stop seeing posts, but stay friends. That's it. You just got to change it. You can't do that on the mobile device, though. So, all right, guys and girls, y'all have a fantastic rest of your day. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Hope you had a great week. I certainly did. We'll see you right back here, same time, same channel on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody, and be safe.